Hey, how you doing, Corporations of America? Name's, let's just say they call me Donny Rico. What would you say if I told you I could save your corporation a boatload of money? Billions. You'd like that, right? I know you would, you cheap little rich f***. Well, let me tell you, it's what me and Chevron been doing. See, we got hit with a $9.5 billion judgment for spreading toxic waste all over the Amazon. Spreading the cancer, birth defects, killing people, and just generally wrecking the place. So, we lost the case. 30,000 villagers in Ecuador won. So, we appealed. We lost that too. Oh, who the f*** cares? We got other ways of getting out of paying. So, here's what we did. We filed RICO charges against the villagers and the people whining about our pollution. Brilliant. We go after them the same way the feds go after the mob. Because these whiners are a mob. A mob of extortionists threatening our bottom line. It's time they learned a little respect. And here's what else we did. We went after the goddamn scientists who wrote the reports about our little problem in Ecuador. Called all their clients and told them their science friends were in on a little conspiracy of bull in the Amazon. So as your business might burn down, you change your tune real quick. Oh, what do you know? Scientists start seeing it Chevron's way. Then we went after the journalist types making movies about our little mess. Freedom of the press, my ass. Let's see how many people talk to you once we get a judge to make you turn over all your unused interview footage. Deep throat that, punk. And with them activist groups, we forced them to turn over years' worth of emails, memos, records. I don't care what the it is. I'm just trying to keep those hippies busy and out of my hair. And that's what RICO can do for you. If they're complaining about pollution or some such that affects your bottom line, they're extorting you. So hit him with a RICO suit, just like our friendly judge suggested. People breathing down your neck about fracking, hit him with RICO. Whiners complaining about toxic chemicals in your products, RICO their ass. Jesus, just think of tobacco companies that use RICO against doctors and those cancer whiners. They'd be selling cigarettes in friggin' maternity wards by now. So if you're a corporation, you want all those whiners off your back, just come see Donny Rico, and I'll get you the respect you deserve. See, we don't want to blame the victims here. We want to annihilate them. Oh, Donny out.
Hi there, I'm Darren Howard.
And I'm Robert Nisbet.
I'm hoping this isn't so windy that you can understand us while we mock Mark Fiore. Well, I mean, mock with
Fiore. We'll mock with Mark Fiore.
MarkFiore.com is what brought us the last one. The RICO Act is amazing.
Especially when it's being used by corporations who are gangsters themselves.
It is no shame. The segment that we are so looking forward to. This is our third attempt at recording this. We'll tell you more about this, but check this out.
You know, sometimes there's a story that just defines hypocrisy. One is how Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg bought out his neighboring mansion so he could have some privacy. Never mind the millions of Facebook users whose personal data is sold off to vulture businesses. Another is a story that broke just a few days ago. See, Exxon is the largest natural gas producer in the U.S., and if you've been following the downward spiral of U.S. energy consumption, you know that the government and big energy are pushing hard for fracking all across the country. But don't you dare frack on Exxon CEO's Rex Tillerson's yard. See, this millionaire scumbag thinks it's perfectly okay to poison the planet with toxic pollution at the hands of his precious business, but as soon as his pristine landscape gets scarred, well, that's just not acceptable. See, Tillerson and his rich neighbors have filed a lawsuit in an attempt to shut down a fracking project that's just a little too close to his Texas mansion. And they're petitioning the town to block a tower that would provide water for fracking because of how much of an eyesore it would be. In the suit, they actually go as far as claiming it's illegal. It would create a noise nuisance and traffic hazards. Interestingly enough, Mr. Tillerson's day job is literally to debunk the same claims he's making in the lawsuit and to promote hydraulic fracturing, a practice that has already been proven to cause earthquakes and birth defects at the very least. In fact, Tillerson has even gone as far as saying that those who oppose and try to regulate fracking are, quote, holding back the American economic recovery, growth, and global competitiveness. Wow. I find it absolutely fascinating that CEOs and politicians find it perfectly acceptable to completely strip the environment, toxify the land, and poison the air as long as it's someone else's land, someone else's family, someone else's life. I'm just waiting for Tillerson to set his own PR machine against himself. After all, he wouldn't want to be accused of holding back the growth of America, would he?
So, can you say hypocrisy?
I can say hypocrisy.
Yeah, it seems as may not be in Exxon's corporate language.
And this is going viral all around the world. The graphic is going. Occupy Wall Street sent it out. Adbusters too. Remember, those guys are still in action and they're still making changes. Of course, we're looking for your opinion. What do you think about CEOs who, well,
Sue their own companies?
Yeah.
I don't think it would go over well in the board meeting somehow.
Yes, okay. So, make sure you do our checks on our background on that one. We have another story involving no shame on the public participants.
Because you may have heard that there's a little altercation going on in eastern states of Europe.
He's so politically correct when he says that, eh? Yes, there's a small thing happening.
But there are a group of CEOs who are seizing that crisis as an opportunity to push through their interests. Check this clip out from the Young Turks.
What in the world does the Keystone XL pipeline have to do with Ukraine? Don't worry, the Republicans are here to explain.
I'm right when I talk about that inherent link between energy and security, energy and prosperity. And when we don't develop our resources, and when we are not able to feed others with our resources, and so many others are reliant upon Russia, who does develop their resources, and with that wealth are able to strengthen their military and their influence and power on the globe.
Now we got to feed others with our resources? I thought the whole point was to feed ourselves, energy independence. Yeah, right? No. Now we got to go feed other people. In other words, make money for the oil companies. That's what it's all about, right? But also to gimme. Oh, Keystone. Oh, plus, yeah. You know what would really show Putin? Lowering the minimum wage. That'll send a signal. And I hear oil subsidies to ExxonMobil that would be strong. That would show a message to Putin. Finally, all right.
The Keystone pipeline must be approved. Why? Because Russia is blackmailing Europe over energy. Supplies a third of oil and natural gas to the EU. The more oil and natural gas the USA and Canada can produce and distribute, the weaker Russia becomes on the world stage.
So this idea that we have to build Keystone pipeline over here so that the Europeans will stand up to Putin, which they already have, is absurd. And then, of course, another wish list of the Republicans. No, don't cut the military. Don't cut the military in case we have to go nuclear with Russia. Don't cut the military. And by the way, also, you've got to cut taxes on the rich. Why? I don't know. I thought we were doing a wish list.
Definition of wow.
Yeah, well, they got to get that pipeline through somehow, We may as well use it to teach Putin a lesson.
Yes, that would make a lot of sense. Using a political crisis to your own benefit is kind of childish and immature, and of course we're paying attention. Lamestream media, on the other hand, okay.
Yeah. Well, there's the intelligence agencies have been in the news quite a bit lately, too.
Yes, apparently the NSA spying on the entire world didn't really cheese off Congress enough to do anything about it.
But when the CIA was spying on them, well, they had a few words to say.
Well, say it's not so. It's so. Okay, check this out.
Here's a pretty serious allegation that the CIA spied on the Senate Intelligence Committee to derail an investigation into the CIA itself. That's the claim several sources have relayed to the New York Times and McClatchy, that Senate aides on the committee that's meant to provide civilian oversight of the CIA had been electronically monitored by the spying agency. This is the latest development in a bitter struggle between the CIA and the Senate Intelligence Committee over an investigation into the agency's interrogation of prisoners during the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. It's a highly controversial debate that the Times writes, in essence, is a dispute over the separation of powers and congressional oversight of spy agencies. Now, the CIA reportedly claims its own confidentiality was breached, that senators saw classified documents they did not have proper access to. But it's the other accusation here that has the CIA Inspector General looking into the matter, that the CIA monitored Senate computers used to put together the committee report. And now there's debate over whether President Obama knew about the CIA's snooping, or whether anyone's actually even accused him of that. That next wrinkle on the story is a bit complicated. Wednesday, Spencer Ackerman at The Guardian reported Colorado Senator Mark Udall had suggested the president did know, citing a letter from Udall to Obama that reads, "As you are aware, the CIA has recently taken unprecedented action against the committee." Note that, "as you are aware." Glenn Greenwald and other reporters shared the Guardian headline on Twitter, though some, including Brendan Sasso of the National Journal, said Udall's language wasn't clear. Udall might have just been saying Obama was aware of the Senate investigation, not the CIA tampering. Neither the CIA nor the Senate Intelligence Committee have commented publicly on this story, and as of Wednesday night, Senator Udall hasn't clarified the language in his letter to the president. For Newsy, I'm Zach Toombs.
Yes.
So it's nice to see that the chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee is shocked and outraged by the actions of the intelligence community.
No, it's not as if they haven't been spying all this entire time and those people in the know have been in the know. I mean, it's not like they really knew and now it's public.
But it kind of makes you wonder if they're spying on one branch of the government, the Congress. Maybe they're spying on the executive branch too.
Yeah, but
I wonder if Obama's under observation.
Don't be asking those questions. Then you'll start asking questions like, I wonder if they're spying on everybody all the time.
You have to ask yourself, who's really in charge?
Yes, and why? Oh, there's the question for you. We've got another segment coming up here. No shame is what we're talking about because they have no shame. They're
and they're not afraid that we know it.
We're here. We're going to keep telling the truth.
As long as they don't.
We'll be right back after this lack of messages.
Excuse me, the interruption. And a single mother of two. It's really hard for me to feed my two kids and struggle day to day. Do you think this is fair that I have to be making $8.25 when I've worked for McDonald's for 10 years? The thing is that I need a raise, but you're not helping your employees. How is this possible? You're going to be arrested. You're asking and you're out here putting your face and said, I've done all this, but to your employees, you haven't done anything. Because we're still living on poverty wage. And you know what? It's just not fair.
As any mother knows, one of the things that keeps you up at night is the thought that at any moment your baby could catch fire. Spontaneous combustion comes in all shapes and sizes. That's why I've created the asbestos onesie. I'm fine, thank you. No, I'm fine. Here's some fun asbestos facts. Really? That's... oh.
Welcome to Mythopedia. Mythopedia is a project of Media Matters. It's a treasure trove of conservative lies and misinformation, and the facts you need to refute them. Let's get started with Mythopedia's easy-to-use search function. First, enter a search term. Let's say Obamacare. And there you go, a list of both lies and truths. If you want to explore one of these further, simply click See Entry, and voila, you're taken to a page that contains both the lie and the truth, as well as a more in-depth rebuttal with citations to back it up. You can also click on a tag to see other myths about the same subject. If you didn't see what you're looking for, go back to the search bar and try broadening your search, like healthcare. And as you can see here, you have even more lies to choose from. Also, you can always click here on Full List to browse through all of the lies. Finally, you can even use Mythopedia on the go with your smartphone or tablet. Not only does it have all the same great features of the website, but it also allows you to search by voice command. So the next time you're confronted with a conservative lie, get the truth at mythopedia.mediamatters.org.